Zulu yemfihlakalo Zulu yesimanga ezalise umhlaba.
In May 1977, you are informed that you have been banished. You will make your home in the Orange Free State, in a tiny town called Brandfort. The house where you live in Brandfort is not even a metaphorical island. It is not on a large plot of land or on a farm so remote that it may as well be in the middle of an ocean. Instead, the small three-roomed house sits alongside a row of others that look exactly the same.
The special branch, they brought it in Brandfort. They came with a big truck and then they just dumped this woman. We knew nothing about that because there were no newspaper by then in Brandfort, unless you give somebody to bring you a newspaper from Bloemfontein. But the whites, they even tip their people who are working for them, their mates. Don't come near to that woman. It's very dangerous. Do not speak to that woman. It's a politique.
Your tiny house is in a township that local residents call Patagahle. It is one of almost 1,000 houses, little grayish-yellow boxes, one exactly like the other, all of them too small to hold the dreams of those inside them. On the walls of many of them, there are likely to be framed pictures with captions that say, "Black is beautiful," and framed photographs of loved ones and certificates and albums stuffed with memories.
I used to pass through Winnie's place getting to school. So you'll find that even if you don't greet Winnie, Winnie would greet you. Sakbona Nkosikazi. She would stand in front of her house where she was dumped and say, "How do you leave people? Come here." And then you simply cannot run away when a person says, "Come here."
The restrictions of banishment mean you are not allowed to interact with people in groups. They are supposed to stay away, and only one person is allowed in the house with you at once. You never take it seriously.
The special branch, they were staying each and every night. Right up there, there is a hill, Bason Kop, right up there. They would stay there with their fruitkickers, looking at who is getting to Winnie's house and so on. No one should visit Winnie. She was not supposed to visit anyone. She was supposed to report at the police station at 6 o'clock every day, and she was not supposed to get to town. Hers was just restricted to be done in the house. Automatically, what they said you should not do, we would do it, as long as it is good for the blacks.
Well, I have lived most of my life alone. The best years of my life really have been those spent under burning orders. Exile here means virtually really being in prison at your own expense. And it is the extreme isolation that is very, very difficult. And of course, worst of all was being without my children and not having the opportunity to play the role of a parent, like all parents in democratic societies. Virtually both of us have really not had that opportunity to be parents to our children.
You are a woman who has learned to live without hope, a woman who has steeled herself against believing in the possibility of kindness, yet who simply can't help herself because hope is inherent in living. To give up on hope is to give up on possibility. And how can a freedom fighter lose hope?
So we used to have our meetings in church because we were now told we are no more supposed to get together. When he said, "No, Mama, what are the women doing here?" Then I told him. Then he said, "No, I think you must open a creche." Sure. In a township, small township like this, no one has been trained to run a creche here. No, I'll make a plan. She was very active when. Don't think it was going to take a week or what. 1, 2, 3, that. When he said, "No, just choose any women. I am going to send them in Soweto to go and observe how creche is being practiced. So as to come and do, you must do something, no, you must do something." That church, they were having a hall, and that hall was having a kitchen with a stove and full equipment. So those women, they allowed us to practice the soup kitchen there. The house that was burnt down, Winnie was practicing the clinic there. The medicines were from Chopek, from Dr. Motlane. So then it was bombed. She intended to build a garage and a storeroom to store the mealie. So they bombed that. It was in the night. A special branch.
That is why even exile is so worthwhile, because I'm absolutely certain that we shall attain our liberation. And even being in exile really is a constant reminder of the sickness of our society, and that we are virtually in prison, even in our country. Those who are outside prison walls are simply in a bigger prison, because the black man is virtually a prisoner, and all those other fellow whites and other groups that are as oppressed as we are all really in prison, in a bigger apartheid prison.
In fact, she is a social worker by profession, and she practiced her social worker her profession in Brandfort freely, because the people of Brandfort would use Winnie. They used to call Winnie Mamani. If we are ill, even during the night, they would get to Mamani's place. Mamani said, "Just get a driver. You take this woman or take this person to the doctor, free of charge." Each and everyone, if you are hungry, Winnie would give you food. You're getting cold, Winnie would give you a blanket, would solve your problem you are having for. So the people were so fond of Winnie.
How can you fight so hard for justice, an act that requires nothing but hope, while protecting your heart from the vagaries of hope? You understand intimately the pain at the center of this paradox. Hope will save your people, but if you have too much of it, hope will kill your soul.
This is the first graduation of Tusano Daycare Center. That is the name of Winnie Mandela's creche. The first one she established in Brandfort, this one. This was a letter Winnie wrote in 1979, November, just wishing my family the best wishes because of giving her dark shoulder to lean against during those times, the bad times. Then she was just encouraging me, saying that I was the first one to come nearer to her.